But if we gain ground with our people simply by virtue of verbal persuasion, all that's going to happen is you're just going to have to do that for the rest of time. And it can be kind of fun, you know.
It's a challenge.
It is. But it's tiring. And you have to keep doing it. So, and what you get if you win by verbal persuasion is you get compliance. But we're after something more than compliance. The most powerful force in the universe is a committed heart. And that's what we're after. And you can't get it by virtue of verbal persuasion. So we're gonna see if we can work this thing a little further. So hang on to that issue that you jotted down. And so today, we're going to talk about the approach. What do I actually say to this person? The salesperson that Thomas talked about, the excessive collegiality that Mr. Calabrese talked about, etc. How do I approach? What do I actually say? What do I actually say? So please bear in mind all that Pat and Joe just shared relative to our mental framework and the root cause analysis, and now we're going to talk about how we actually do this. So you remember this timeline. They're born, they come to work, they leave work, they die, and somewhere in there, there's a problem. And as Pat just shared, we usually spend a bunch of time after that problem trying to rectify it. We have been talking a great deal about moving, you remember the phrase, left of boom, left of the boom. So that's where we're going to spend a bunch of time today. And we're going to start, and we touched on this briefly the last time we were together, and I can't remember which group it was in, but I think the question was posed by Rick Shaheen, if I recall last time. It was a hiring question. We're going to spend some time right here. Now, I believe Joe referenced this. You may recall last time we were together. This is the moment that you have more leverage with your people than you will ever have again. Don't squander this moment. It's a really, really, really important moment. So, if you're into lists, I'm going to give you a nice big list. If you're not into lists, you'll get the flavor for it just by looking at it. You'll get the feel of it. The key is, what do I as a boss do at this moment? You can save yourself a lot of heartache by getting better at this moment. Mr. Keefe.
That's always going to be evolving though too, right?
It is an evolutionary process.
As we're always seeing more things, because we can't foresee every single issue that's going to arise. So
Absolutely. What a great piece. Thank you so much. I can't encourage you enough as a boss to create some kind of a boss notebook about all you learn every time you hire somebody. So you hire somebody today, they start work next week, 2 weeks later something comes up and you think to yourself, geez, I wish I'd have covered that when I hired them. Well, jot it down. Jot it down so then the next time you hire, you have a reference point. I'll give you a few guidelines today, but you'd be much further ahead of the game to build your own consultant's manual. So here's some point of hire guidelines. Terry and Dick, I'm thrilled that you're here today. I'm speaking generically, okay? These are not, by any stretch of the imagination, Northtown Automotive Company policies. This is generic. So if you guys would keep a close watch on me, and if I get out of line, throw something at me or kick me. Dick, you can kick me here. But please feel free to jump in, correct me, edit, change, revise, etc. So these may seem obvious. We're going to hang on 2 seconds here for Marty to wrap up. No problem. Thanks, Marty. Okay. These may seem obvious, but looking at them and saying,